Hey guys, today I'm doing such a fun video on some Netflix recommendations. So the reason I decided to do this is because I know how hard it is to find shows to watch, and I have seen I watched almost everything on Netflix. I handpicked and chose my favorite ones just to tell you guys, and I'm going to include a brief synopsis on each one of them. So if you'd like to hear about some new potential shows, then just keep on watching. So the first one that I'm actually rewatching right now is called Grey's Anatomy. This show is not just about being a doctor. It has a lot of personal aspects to it as well. For example, my sister always is turned off by it. She's like, oh, I don't want to watch it. I'm like, it's so good. So it's basically about, oh, by the way, I am wearing a shirt. It's basically about these surgical interns, and they're starting out their first year being a doctor, and they're learning, and I get, again, as I said, there are a lot of personal aspects that come along with it, and you basically see all of them progress through the show and move up in their surgical thing, and there's a lot of love in it, a lot of drama, so I absolutely love it, and I'm telling you, this is one of my favorite shows in the entire world. So the second thing I'm going to recommend is a show that I have rewatched twice as well because it's so good. It's called Shameless, and I'm pretty sure you've probably heard of it before. This is on Netflix and Showtime. So it's basically about this family. It's a very dysfunctional family, and their father's an alcoholic, their mother isn't around. You see the oldest child, Fiona, trying to take care of all the younger children, and it's so hilarious and so funny, and I highly recommend it. And I think that if you're looking for a really interesting, dramatic show, this is really good. So the third one is Skins. This is actually an English show, so if you're watching this and you live in England, then you might know it more than Americans. It's about, so every 2 seasons they change characters. So it's one group of kids, and then for 2 years, and then another group of kids, and then another group of kids. I don't think they make episodes anymore, but this is so good, and you grow to really love the characters. I've noticed you actually fall in love with them, which is crazy. I'm really not good at reviewing stuff. Okay. And it's basically a teenage show, so if you're a teenager and you're trying to watch something really interesting and relatable, then I would recommend that. The fourth one is The Vampire Diaries. I love this show. I started watching this show in 8th grade, and I still rave over it. They also have a second show, a sequel show kind of, called The Originals. If you watch The Vampire Diaries, you'll understand why it's called The Originals. But anyways, it's about this girl Elena, and it's very generic, not original, but it's still really good. This guy Stefan moves into town. He's all mysterious, and he has a brother who's an asshole, and figured out they're vampires, obviously, and it's just really good. The fifth one is How I Met Your Mother. This show takes place in New York City, and it's about friends who, it's Friends kind of, not really, but who live together, and there's drama, and I haven't watched a show in a really long time, I'm gonna be honest with you, but if you're looking for a good summer show or something like that, or a show that's gonna take you a long time, this is good because it has 9 seasons, as well as Grey's Anatomy, because Grey's Anatomy has 13 seasons, and they're still making episodes. So the sixth one is 90210. This show is about, again, this is a teenage show, and it's about kids in Beverly Hills who go to high school, and this girl, Annie Wilson, moves to there, and then she sees all the drama and all the issues that go on. So all of these shows are drama shows. I'm into drama shows, so I'm not really into comedies as much, although there is there's only one comedy on here whatsoever. So the next one is a very different drama, actually. This is American Horror Story. It's so good, and every season is a different theme. The first season, you've probably heard of it, but the first season is Murder House, the second season is Asylum, the third season is Coven, like a coven of witches. Then the 4th season is Freak Show, the 5th season is Hotel, and they're gonna announce the 6th season soon, I'm pretty sure. I don't know what it is yet, but yeah, it's scary, but I hate scary movies, and I like this show, so it's not that scary, obviously. And the next show is the only comedy on here. The show's really interesting. So it's called Young and Hungry, and it's actually really modeled after a Disney show. And if you guys remember Hannah Montana by any chance, if you're young enough to watch that, the girl who plays Lily on the show is actually the main character in this show. So they took a lot of old Disney characters and put them into Young and Hungry, and it's modeled as a Disney show, as I said, and with the laughing in the background, as well as the kind of the way that it's shot and the way that people react, and it's really good. And it's about this girl, and she auditions for a job to be this guy's full-time cook, and there's just a lot of drama that goes on with it, and there's like also a publicist that lives with him, like a housekeeper, and like it's really interesting. Next show is Black Mirror. This is also kind of a different drama. So this is, every episode is different, and a lot of them show like society's type of view on the world. Like one of them was called 15 Million Merits, and it's about these people and they live a very simple life. They all have like their own cubicle to sleep in, and then they have to work on bikes all day, and then they get these merits, and the more merits they get, the more things they can buy, such as food, like opportunities, like they can buy like things for their animated character, like it's really weird. And then it's called 15 Million Merits because this guy wants to get this girl into this show that costs 15 million merits, so he uses all of his merits to get her into the show, and then I'm not going to tell you what happens, but it's really interesting. That's like the second or third episode, I think. So that's just one example, and like all of them are so good. There was one about like how you can see every memory and it's like a chip in your brain. This is really like good if you like science fiction and stuff like that, I guess. The next one is Dexter. This one is about a serial killer who kills serial killers. So he's basically, he is a psychopath, but he decides to use his badness for good by using his powers to, not powers, like his urges, he channels them into killing people that are actually bad, which is interesting. And it's interesting how he tries to like live a normal life and how he gets away with it. And the next one is Riverdale. This one recently came out, so there's only one season to it, but it's about these kids in this small town, and this girl's brother was like died. It's a long story, and he was shot, and they're trying to figure out like the mystery to it, everything like that. You should definitely check that one out as well. The next one is Bates Motel. This one is a little bit scarier. It's not really, okay, it's not scary. It's really creepy, like some of the stuff that happens in there, like it's like, you know when you watch a really creepy movie and then like it kind of just sticks on your mind for a while? This is one of those types of shows, but I really enjoyed it, and it's modeled after the Alfred Hitchcock movie, obviously. And Norman and Norma. Norma's his mom and Norman's her child, and they buy a motel, and all the crazy stuff just happens in there. So if you want to see like a really dramatic show, then the next one is Orange is the New Black. I would recommend you asking a parent if you are a child in order to watch this, but it's really good. It shows kind of the inner part of prison. I'm pretty sure that there are a lot of things that would not go like that. The last season was really bad that they just came out with, in my opinion, but the first few seasons are really good, and it's basically about this girl. She goes to jail for doing something like 10-11 years ago, and she has to stay there for like 2 years, and it just shows like her experience in prison. So I mean, if you want to watch that show, then. And then the next one is Breaking Bad, and you've probably heard about this one. It's already ended, but it's basically about this guy, and he finds out that he has lung cancer. And he finds out he has lung cancer, but he wants to find a way to support his family because he is a chemistry teacher at a high school. So he decides that he's going to become a meth dealer, and it's so funny, oh my god, but it's also like kind of scary as well, and it shows like what happens to him and the crazy things he goes through. Yeah, that show is really crazy, but it is so good, and I highly recommend it. You've probably heard so many people rave about it before. So, and finally, for my last show, the last show is Parenthood. This show is a very like heartwarming show, I guess you could say. It's about like there are like 3 families in it. It's a little bit like Modern Family, but it's not a comedy, and it's about their kids and their lives and everything, and crazy stuff happens. It's basically just a regular show, like all of the ones I've been talking about right now. It's really good, and it has a like nice family aspect to it, which I absolutely love. So you guys should definitely check that show out as well. I hope that these show recommendations helped you out in some way, and that if you watch any of the shows, you let me know if you like it or not. And you've probably heard some of these before because these are very popular ones. And I guess, yeah, that's basically it. Make sure that you give this video a thumbs up if you like it, subscribe to my channel down below, and I'll see you guys in another video. Bye guys.